Assalamualaikum and a very good day everyone. Today we would like to present about our mini project. Before we start with our presentation, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Siti Farnisa binti Mazlan. Let me start with the project overview. In this project, we examine the linguistic features of social media captions that we have found, particularly focusing on their sentence patterns and syntactic structures. Each caption was analyzed for its sentence patterns, and 3 diagrams were constructed to illustrate the grammatical structures of the sentence. The second thing is our project objective. The first one is to analyze the linguistic characteristic of social media captions that we have figured from different kind of social media. We examine their sentence patterns and syntactic structures. Next, to identify prevalent sentence patterns through the analysis of social media captions linguistic characteristic. To provide a visual representations, we create 3 diagrams based on the grammatical structures of social media caption.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and good day to everyone. Today I'm going to present about the slides of tree diagram. The first one we start with simple sentence. So how to recognize a simple sentence? A simple sentence consists only one clause with a single subject and a single predicate. For instance, like the first sentence we got from Instagram, oh no, from TikTok. The caption is I like to eat. Another way to uh, recognize a simple sentence is by looking at the sentence is just one complete thought. Another way to recognize simple sentence is the it only contains one independent clause. Moving on to the tree diagram, I like to eat. First thing first, we need to recognize all the word class of the sentence, which is I is a noun, like here, like is a verb, to is an infinitive, and it is a verb. So we divide this sentence to two, which is we make a slash between the I and the like. I is a noun phrase and like to it is a verb phrase and to it is an infinitive phrase. And first thing first, when you drawing a tree diagram, we start with sentence and branch it to two branches, which is the NP, noun phrase, and the VP, verb phrase. Noun phrase started with the N, which is I, and verb phrase will be divided to verb and infinitive phrase, which is to it. The verb is like, and the infinitive phrase divided into infinitive and verb. The infinitive is to, and the verb is it. So that's for the first sentence. The second sentence is compound sentence, and we got a screenshot from Instagram which says I am wise because I have been foolish. So how to recognize a compound sentence? A compound sentence is a sentence that connects two independent clauses, typically with a coordinating conjunction, which is then voice for and nor, because, or, yet, and so. So this is our screenshot from the Instagram, and this is our tree diagram for the screenshot for the sentence. I am wise because I've been foolish. First thing first, recognize all the word class of the words. I is a noun, am is a verb because there's no action verb here. Wise is a adjective because here is a conjunction. And another sentence we got here, I am wise and I am been foolish. There are two different clauses here. No, two different thoughts here and two clauses here, two independent clauses. I is noun, have is auxiliary verb, been is also an auxiliary verb, and lastly, foolish is an adjective. So we start first with the sentence tree with as divided to noun phrase and verb phrase. So for the noun phrase, we got only one thing, which is I, and verb phrase, we will divide it into three, the verb, the adjective phrase, and the conjunction phrase because we got that because here. So the verb is am because there's no action verb, and the adjective phrase will come to adjective and is wise. And the conjunction phrase will be divided to conjunction and sentence CPC as the conjunction here is because, and another sentence, another complete thought, another independent clause here is I have been foolish. So as usual, sentence will be divided to noun phrase and verb phrase, and then noun, which is I, and the verb phrase will be divided to auxiliary verb and the verb phrase. The auxiliary verb we got here is the auxiliary verb, which is have been. We got the two VP branches here, which connect to the auxiliary verb and another verb phrase, and another one is verb phrase to auxiliary and adjective phrase. Lastly, the adjective phrase is an adjective, which is foolish. So, to the next compound sentence. The second sentence we also got it from Instagram, which is I accept apologies, but I remove trust. As we can see in the first sentence, it is because as the coordinating conjunction. And the second sentence we got but as the coordinate conjunction. So, like usual, we will be labeling all of these words with word class, which is I is a noun, accept is a verb, apologies is another noun, but is the conjunction here. I is noun, remove is verb, and trust is another noun. So, first thing first, subject divided to noun phrase and verb phrase. The only noun phrase in the first sentence is I. Same like the second sentence, we got only I as the noun phrase. So the verb phrase of the first sentence will be divided to verb and noun phrase. The verb is accept and the noun phrase is apologies. So NP and CP rules phrase rule will be used here because we got but as the conjunction after the noun phrase apologies. So conjunction phrase will be CPCS. Conjunction phrase will be divided to the conjunction and the sentence. Another sentence which is I remove trust. The conjunction is but. The another sentence will be likely all the same, like the first sentence, all the same rules. NP, VP, NV, NP, VP, V, NP. So the noun phrase and the noun is I. The verb phrase divided to verb and noun phrase. The verb is removed. The noun phrase is trust. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Next is the complex sentence. Complex sentence can be defined as a sentence containing at least one main clause and one subordinate clause. It is also a sentence consisting of an independent clause and one or more subordinate clauses. For example, we have found this post on Instagram, which is complex sentence. She gave me words of encouragement before the exam. Now let's look into the tree diagram above. First of all, every word in the sentence, you have to identify what type of part of speech it is. For example, she, we know that she is a noun. After we recognize each of the word part of speech, then we have to do the tree diagram. First of all, you have to put S and P, VP, so that NP, you know that is she, and then the verb phrase, as we know that give is the verb, and then continue with NP, and then noun, which is me, and continue with NP, which is words, and of is a preposition. So we need to put PP, which is prepositional phrase. And then don't forget to put P. P is prepositional, which is of. And then continue with the NP, which is the encouragement. And then continue with the CP, conjunction phrase, because before is a conjunction. And then you have to put NP, which is the exam is the noun phrase, the, which is determiner, and noun is the exam. That's all from me. Thank you. I will pass to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I am Afiqah and I will be presenting about the compound complex sentence that we have found from an Instagram caption. So a compound complex sentence is actually a type of sentence that contain at least one or more independent clauses and two or more independent clauses and that are joined by a conjunction or semicolon. So an independent clause compromises a subject and verb and it is a whole complete thought. For example, as the caption provided here, after a long day at work, I went to the gym and then met a friend for dinner. So based on the selected caption here, we can see that there are three different clauses. Firstly, we have dependent clause and the other two are independent clause. So why did I say the first one is a dependent clause? It is because of the existence of a subordinate clause at the beginning of this clause, which is the word after. And as for the independent clause, the first one is I went to the gym and the other one is I met a friend for dinner. So looking at the sentence tree diagram right here, it begins with CP, CNP, which stands for conjunctive phrase, conjunction and noun phrase. So for the conjunction is after, under the noun phrase we have determiner, and noun phrase. Under the next noun phrase we have it begins with an adjective long which describes the noun. So the noun is they, and under this noun phrase we have a prepositional phrase with a preposition at, and lastly a noun phrase which the noun is work. So for the second clause, which is an independent clause, it begins with S and P VP. So by looking at the last clause of the first dependent clause, PP and P, PP, P and P, we cannot join it together with the next rule, which is S and PVP, because the rule PPP and P and S and PVP doesn't exist in phrase structure rules that we have learned. So because of this, I have to draw the tree diagram separately and make two separate tree diagram for this one sentence. So the second tree diagram begins with the root S and PVP. So NP is a noun phrase, and we only have one noun here, which is I, and the verb phrase begins with a verb went. Under the VP we have PP, which is prepositional phrase, and it begins with a preposition to. Under PP is an NP, which begins with a determiner the and also a noun gym, and then it is joined by a conjunction and. So CP conjunctive phrase and the conjunction is and under the CP we have verb phrase. The verb phrase here begins with an adverb then. Under the verb phrase is a verb met, and under VP we have a V and P. So the verb is met, and the noun phrase here begins with a determiner and the noun is friend. So after noun phrase there is a prepositional phrase. Under prepositional phrase there is a preposition and noun phrase. So the preposition here for and the noun here is dinner. So that is my justification for this compound complex sentence that I have found from an Instagram caption. So in conclusion, I can say that this study actually provides a valuable framework for understanding the language features. And by visually representing the sentence tree diagram, it helps to clarify the relationship between different parts of a sentence. So overall, this project enhances our comprehension and also the knowledge in syntax and morphology subject. So that is all from us. Thank you.